So today I'm going to talk about how to avoid a nursing home taking your house. Hey, this is Bill Eaves, associate broker with RE/MAX in Bensalem. Nobody wants to work their entire life and have the government take your house, even though sometimes it can't be helped. So I'm going to give you 5 ways to shelter your house without getting in trouble and avoid the nursing home taking your house, your family home. This is also a good time for me to remind you and myself that I'm not an attorney, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a certified financial planner. I am a licensed associate broker with RE/MAX in Bensalem and over 30 years of experience. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is trusts. There are several different kinds of trust: revocable, irrevocable. Those are the 2 most common ones used. So with an irrevocable trust, you cannot receive principal installments from the irrevocable trust, but you can receive interest on the irrevocable trust that's not subject to seizure. Second thing is an asset or Medicaid protection trust. You're going to need some real specific advice for that one. The third trust I'm going to tell you about to help protect your house would be a pour-over trust. Now this is done through your will, through a testamentary trust, and you definitely need an accountant or an attorney for that one. It allows access to the money from both spouses while protecting them from seizure. Gifts and annuities. Each state has different rules when it comes to annuities. Gifts are usually subject to anything over $15,000 is taxable. So if you give your child $14,000, it's not taxable. If you give them $16,000, it is, and again, that becomes an accountant question. That's per year. Now, let's protect that house from the nursing home. A life estate. A life estate is when somebody owns the right to live in the house. Doesn't necessarily matter who owns the house, but they have a right to live in the house for the remainder of their life, or until they move out on their own. At the end of that period, you can name a loved one as what's called a remainder man, and they get the remainder of whatever time would be left, or the remainder of their life. Long-term care insurance can be a little expensive, but it does cover the cost of chronic conditions that would require in-home or in nursing home care. The 5th thing you can do is, under certain conditions, give the house to your spouse. You can also give it to your adult child who is handicapped or disabled. You can also establish a trust for that handicapped or disabled child. And any child who's lived in the house under 21 years old for 2 years or more can call it home and further help shield you from Medicare. IRAs, 401ks, and life insurance. Life insurance usually gets signed over to the nursing home or to the state. An IRA or 401k is counted by Medicaid as available funds unless they're in a payout status. Now that is 100% a lawyer or accountant question as to what defines payout status and what doesn't. Now, we're not talking about doing anything illegal or immoral. If you protect your assets 5 years prior to you going into a nursing home or needing care, you're doing exactly what the government says you're allowed to do. The biggest problem is most people wait too long. I myself went through this with my parents some years back. They just waited too long. By the time that they were able to go into a nursing home, or they were forced to go into a nursing home, we just had to sell the house and give the proceeds to the nursing home to take care of them. Didn't bother me. That's what my dad worked all his life for, to take care of my mom. So it was okay with me, but it wasn't okay with him. So before it's too late, look into step-down care. Personal care home, step-down, things along those lines. You move in and the help increases as you need it. And if you do sell the house, you use only what you need for your buy-in, and all of them are different. I have another video loaded with information on that subject. Now, some of these may get you around the 5-year look back, legally of course. Before you do any of these things, ask yourself one question. Does what you're about to do, or help your parents do, ensure that you receive the best possible care in your final years? Hey, thanks for watching.